and welcome back to my YouTube. So thanks for coming back and watching this video. Today I actually didn't know what I wanted to do when I sat down. I was just feeling so non-creative and I wanted to film a video, but then once I sat down I started looking through kind of Instagram and all kind of makeup pages, and I got really inspired, and the person who inspired me for this look is someone who inspires me a lot, is Kaylee MUA on Instagram. I'll pop her Instagram here so you can like follow her if you don't already. Like, I'm sure everyone follows her, and if they don't, they are crazy because she is just so talented. So yeah, I was really inspired by her eyes. Ooh. By her eyes, they are so amazing. Didn't really do them justice. This is my first time trying to do a look like that, but I took inspiration from her and she's such an amazing Irish makeup artist. So yeah, if you want to see how I recreated her look, then keep on watching and you will see. So I'm taking my Select Cover Up Concealer in the shade NW15, and I'm just using a 252 brush from MAC, and I'm just using that to apply the concealer. So I'm going right underneath the brow and carving out the brow. So this is like Tipp-Ex. I've probably said this a million times before in my videos, but I think of concealer as like a Tipp-Ex, so you can really just clean up the brows, any unwanted stray hairs, if you're letting your brows grow out, or if you're just in between getting them waxed or threaded or whatever you do. This is a great way of just concealing the hairs as well as an eyeshadow base. So I'm taking that concealer down onto my lid as well. So this is going to act as our eyeshadow base. And what I'm doing now is I'm patting that concealer. So I'm using pat motions to set the concealer because I'm not going to use a powder. And now I am just going to buff that out. And now I'm taking a little eyeshadow quad from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm taking the shade Peach Smoothie. And I'm using a MAC 244 brush to buff this into my crease, and I'm using this as my transition shade. This shade I'm literally obsessed with. I've literally only gotten this eyeshadow probably like 3 weeks ago, and I've already hit pan on it because I love it so much. I use it every single day and it's the best transition shade. It's kind of similar to like a peach smoothie from Makeup Geek if you're familiar with that, but I just adore this shade. It goes with every look. So when applying the transition shade, I like to just apply it into the crease, and then using backwards and forwards motions, I am buffing it out into the crease. And with the less product on my brush, I'm buffing it up towards the brow bone. So now going into another favourite palette of mine. This is the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Flame in Love palette, and this shade, oh my god, I adore it. It's called Flame and Kisses, and it's just a lovely reddy brown. It's kind of like a MAC Raisin. And I'm taking that on a Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease brush. This is one of my favourite blending brushes. You'll probably see me using it in so many tutorials because I just adore it. But as much as I love the eyeshadow, it always works so well for me. But for some reason, on this occasion, I was finding it a little bit of a struggle. So you can see me struggling to blend that out. And I didn't edit it out. I wanted just to see it and see kind of how you can fix it. So I don't know. My brushes were only after being washed. So I think my brush could have been a little bit wet or a bit damp when I was trying to blend it out, and that could add to it. But I think I just went in too quickly with the shade Flaming Kisses, and I should have went in with like an in-between shade so that they blended. So I'm going back in with my MAC 224, and I'm taking some brick eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going between the Orange Soda shade and the Flaming Kisses, and I'm blending them together so that the blend is much more seamless and not as choppy as it was, and that worked perfectly. So going into the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the shade Bossy, and I'm taking that on a 231 Zoeva Luxe Petite crease brush, and I'm just applying that on the inner corner and on the outer corner just to add a little bit more depth, because we're going to do a bit of like a cut crease kind of spotlight eye in a second, so it won't look as dark when we do the cut crease. So you want to darken it up a little bit beforehand. And now I'm taking my favourite highlighter. This is Laura Geller Gilded Honey, and I'm taking that on a Madison Makeup M8 brush, and this is just a flat synthetic brush. So I'm just highlighting my brow bone, and then I'm going to use it to highlight my inner corner as well. I usually use like a MAC Nylon to highlight, but I just wanted to go with something a little bit more golden toned to go with the look altogether. So I chose that highlighter for a change. So I'm going back in with my MAC Select Cover Up Concealer again, and we're going to create the Spotlight Eye. So I'm just applying that to the lid, and then I like blink so I can mark out my crease, and then I follow that guide that I've created by opening my eyes and blinking. And I'm just following that. So just taking your time with this and just using a little bit of concealer at a time. You can always add, but sometimes if you put too much on to begin with, it gets messy and you don't have as much control over it. So little by little. And then I'm using that Luxe Petite crease brush again, and I'm not taking any extra product on it, but I'm just blending in the edges just to make it look a little bit more blended and not so harsh. So now I'm just taking another flat shader brush from Zoeva, and I am just pressing any kind of matte white or cream or bone coloured eyeshadow you have, just to set the concealer so that it doesn't start moving around on us. And now I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty, this is the most beautiful colour. It's a highlighter, but for my skin tone it's not, so I use it as an eyeshadow, but I'm obsessed with it. So this is in the shade Trophy Wife. It is a gold shimmer glittery highlighter with a green kind of undertone to it, which is really unusual and I love it. And now I'm doing a little bit of liner just to kind of define the lash line, nothing crazy. And I'm taking a Zoeva 317 winged liner brush. This is my all-time favourite liner brush in the whole entire makeup world. And I'm just running that really close to my lash line. Then this is the moment where I realised that I have been sitting with gel liner on my face, so I'm just rubbing it off there. But now I'm going on to the face. So as always, I'm using my MAC strobe cream. I adore this. It is just such a beautiful base for your foundation. It's just lovely and glowy and gives you a dewy finish, and I apply this all over my face. But if you're a little bit oilier or you don't really like as much of a glow, you can just apply it in the places that you want a little bit of an extra glow, so like your cheekbones and stuff. But I love this on its own, even without makeup. It's just beautiful. And now I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 240, and I literally have not put this foundation down since I got it. And I'm using a Nima flat topped kabuki brush to apply it, and I'm just so obsessed with this. Like, using that brush and the foundation is just flawless. I've used it with a beauty blender as well, and I like that, but it gave a lot more of a like sheer to medium coverage, where the kabuki brush gives like a medium to full coverage. But yeah, this foundation, the more it's on your skin, the longer it sits on your skin, the nicer it gets. It's just so beautiful. It is a little bit more of a matte finish, but I have a little bit of a combination skin, so I would be quite normal around my like perimeter on my face, but my T-zone can get very oily, and I find I don't get oily with this, so I love it. It lasts me all day long. And then going in with another Fenty Beauty product. This is her under eye concealer slash highlighter. So I am in the shade Bamboo. I got the Matchstick Trio, which worked out at like €55, and I think they work out like 23 each, so it worked out better value to get them as a set. So this is the medium set, I think the girl said to me, and I absolutely adore this. I've seen such bad reviews on the under eye concealer, but I love it. I did find one day I wore it without setting it because I was having a little bit of a natural makeup day, and it moved all around my face, like it settled and it like creased and stuff, so you have to set it. But once you set it, it's not budging, it's good to go, and it looks flawless. It's like full coverage, but it doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't dry out your under eyes. I am so on the Fenty Beauty buzz. I absolutely love it. It's all I've been using since I got it, and it's making my makeup really quick. I just use the foundation and the Matchstick Trio, and I'm good to go out the door. Just set your face, you're good to go. I adore it. I'm using a beauty blender just to blend that in. I use that to blend in all my under eye concealers. I do find the beauty blender is the best, or any kind of beauty kind of damp sponge. I just love it. It just melts it into your skin like butter. And now I'm going to go in with her contour stick, and this is in the shade Mocha, and I adore the shade. Like, it is the perfectest contour shade ever. It's not like a bronzing shade, so like the So Sue palette, I adore that, but that's much more bronzy, and like it's like a general all over bronze, where this is a little bit cool toned, so it is a genuine genuine contour shade. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's not too ashy either. I just adore it, and I feel like my contour game is so much better since I got this. And I'm using a Madison, what's the name of this brush? I'll put up on the screen because I forget the name of it, but it's their kind of contoured brush. Really unusual shape, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I love it. It's really nice. It blends it out really well. So I'm just blending that out, and I always blend up with my contour rather than down, because if you start blending down, it defeats the purpose and it gets messy. So yeah, instead of making you look really chiseled, it would do the opposite. So yeah, always blend upwards. That's the best contour tip I can give you. And now I'm just bringing it up onto my forehead, or if you're from fingerless, your forehead. And now I'm just going back in with that under eye concealer, and I'm just using that to clean up my contour. This is going to give you a very sharp contour, so if you don't want that, then skip this step. And then I'm just using my beauty blender just to blend it out. So just pouncing the beauty blender over the concealer until it's completely blended. So now I'm going in with this blush slash highlighter from the trio. I see it more of a blush because it has like a peachy undertone. I'm using like a smaller kabuki brush, that's why I had my foundation brush just up beside it so you can see the difference in size. And I find this is the best way to apply it. So I take a little bit of product onto the brush and then apply it onto my cheeks. But I do feel that the product is really dry, and it's something that I won't be repurchasing, but I'll use it until it's gone. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's fine. But yeah, it's just not something that I've fallen in love with. So I'm going in with bronzer now, and I'm using the big kind of bronzing brush from the Madison brush set, and I'm taking my MAC Give Me Some bronzer, and I am just bronzing up my skin, and I'm setting that cream contour into place so it won't budge. And I absolutely adore this brush. It's what I've been using since I got it to contour. And now I'm going in and I'm going to do my eyes. So I always say what goes up must come down. So the first shade that I'm going in with is Peach Moody from Anastasia Beverly Hills again. And now I'm taking that brick shade under there. And now I'm going in with the Bossy shade. And I'm using this on a much smaller pencil brush so I can get right up to the lash line. And now I'm going in with my Inglot 77 Gel Liner, and I'm just going to apply this into my waterline. So going in with that Black Truffle shade from the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is just a matte black, so any matte black will do. I'm just smoking out that lower lash line. And now I'm using some soap. So this is clear soap, and I use this as a brow gel. You've probably seen this flying around the internet and Instagram and everything, but it is honestly the best brow gel you will ever use, and it is so cheap. I think it's like €2 for 2 bars of this in Boots, and it's the Pears Soap. So it's a transparent soap, so it has to be transparent, otherwise you'll look like you have like dandruff in your eyebrows, which you don't want that. And now I'm just spraying my face with some MAC Fix Plus. As always, I adore this product, and I let it dry in but a little bit before I put on my highlighter. I like my skin to be a little bit damp when I apply my highlighter, but not too damp, or then it will actually move your foundation around. So a little bit damp. And now I'm going in with a lip liner from Inglot, and what I absolutely adore about this is the little brush on the end. It is so handy because I love doing kind of like an ombre nude lip, so I always go with a darker lip liner and then a lighter lipstick or lip gloss in the center of my lips. So this really helps me, especially when I'm out, because I don't need to worry about the blend. I have the little brush there, so I can just blend the lipstick into the lip liner and make it look really gradient, which will make your lips look bigger as well. So I adore this lip liner. And now I'm taking Anastasia Undressed Lipgloss, and I'm just applying this to like the center of my lips. This is more like a lip lacquer than a lip gloss. It's so opaque. It is absolutely beautiful, and I adore the colour. And now I'm going to go in with some lashes. I'm going to apply these off camera. So I'm using the Doll Beauty Doll Lash in the style Eva. So I just popped on those lashes there. Oh my god, the difference lashes make. So that's the finished looks. As the finished look, I just popped on some hoops and took my little clips out. I always leave them like little grips in my hair just so it's out my face when I'm doing my makeup. I actually like the way it kind of pulls back my bangs, because my bangs are a lot shorter so it kind of pulls them back and melts them into my hair. So yeah, and that's the finished look. I hope that you really enjoyed it. I'm going to link all of the products I use down below and where you can get them. But yeah, I hope you really liked this. This will be my last video now till after Christmas, so I really hope you have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you in the new year. Bye!